My name is Christina Sivrich, and I got a BFA in musical theater from Point Park. I would just drive up to New York for auditions, and then I ended up driving up for an audition for Grease, actually, and they needed a jam replacement, and I booked it, and I was on tour. I was on a non-union tour for about 4 months. It was in 2005 that I ended up auditioning for The Wedding Singer, and that was ended up being an amazing experience. I went to what they call a chorus call. I didn't have an agent at the time, so they have a big call, you know, where equity actors can go and audition. And I went, and there were so many women there that they cut it down to 8 bars of music that we were supposed to sing, which normally it's 16. So 8 bars of music, you know, what can you do? And you had to sing an 80s song, so I sang Let's Get Physical, just the last 8 bars. And it was so fun, just, you know, for those few seconds that I was in there. But luckily that helped me to get the first callback. And then I did, I want to say about 7 callbacks after that. I kept going in and reading for other things, and they would add new characters, and I would go in and read. And then finally, I was actually working at a waitressing job, and I was in the middle of my shift, and they called and said that I got it. So it was like one of the best feelings ever. You know, you get to leave your waitressing job to go perform on Broadway. It's like, you know, everything you dream of. So once I got Wedding Singer, Rob Ashford, who also graduated from Point Park, he was the choreographer, and I had never met him before. But, you know, we had this Point Park connection. Whether you're the best dancer in the company or, you know, not the best dancer in the company, he just has a way of making you feel good about everything you're doing. He was an assistant to Kathleen Marshall, who I later worked with Grease. Kathleen Marshall was the director and choreographer of Grease on Broadway. I got cast before they started doing that reality show to cast the Danny and the Sandy. It was called Grease, You're the One That I Want. And it was their, you know, national search for Danny and Sandy. So I was watching that already knowing that I was going to work with somebody that they hired. And the 2 people that they hired, I actually did vote for, which I think is funny. We opened in August of 2007, and we closed January of 2009. About 6 months later, I get a phone call because basically the same exact thing that I did on Broadway, the girl that was in that track on the tour left. So they had asked me if I wanted to come in and join the touring company. I think that graduating from Point Park, they have a really good way of helping you to form this foundation for things that you're going to need to know once you know, move to New York or LA or, you know, wherever you need to go to audition for anything. I really loved when former alumni came back to talk to us when I was at school. I just always found it so fascinating, the different paths that people took, and the different ways that they got to where they were, because everybody's path is so different. You know, I have friends that moved to New York and, you know, got something right away, and then, you know, I sort of had this steady climb, and then I have other people who chose to do something completely different. I think that it just shows that, you know, once you do graduate and this is what you want to do, you know, as long as you're patient and as long as you realize that everybody has a different path, and you believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to, or who else is going to, you know, that it is possible. You know, this life is possible, and you can definitely make a living as a working actor if you want it badly enough.